Here are some clips from this episode of Sailing Britican. There's absolutely no wind.
40 and 45 mile-an-hour winds.
So this is what a squall looks like.
Simon, we're taking on water!
We got a lot of water down there.
Hi, I'm Paul Kimball from Dallas, Texas. Well, I've been following Sailing Britican for a few years now on YouTube, and bought some of Kim's checklists and guides, found them extremely helpful, and she happened to send a mail about 4 weeks ago and said, "How spontaneous are you?" And I thought, you know what? I think I want to do this. I jumped on it as quickly as possible.
When you got here, where were we?
So we were at Port Louis, I believe was the name of the port. Landed in St. George and took a cab ride over. It was easy. Got to spend the night in the marina. The marina itself was absolutely gorgeous, and Kim and Simon quickly introduced me to some of their cruising friends and got to kind of get involved into the middle of the lifestyle. So it was enjoyable to see how other families have chosen to take a different path.
So the next morning we left the marina. At the moment we've got 2 knots of wind.
So it'll be a bit interesting because there's absolutely no wind.
We stopped at the sculpture park. We saw many different sculptures. Some of them were a circular group of statues. There was a praying statue. There was a mermaid. It was really, really pretty.
I've got 2 favorites. There's a circle one, and also, so you know, like you sit down and sometimes on a bench, like you're sitting down on a bench and you're holding out the person's hand. That's what that person's doing. So like you could sit on the bench with the person, and then you could go like this.
So if you look at that one.
It was probably the best place, I think, that you could see the stars in this area. It was pitch black. You could still see the Milky Way as early as 7 o'clock at night. It was absolutely stunning.
But it got a bit rolly in the end, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit rolly, so that was a good experience on learning how to properly, sleep in the bed. I'm a side sleeper, so falling over with the rolls was a new experience. But that's part of the excitement, right?
The sea looks so tumultuous. Oh, I see it dripping right there.
Yeah, but a seal.
It seems there's a little leak. We took our air conditioner unit out to have repaired, and there's a leak coming from that area. So there's something to do with that. So it's always when it's really like bouncy when these things happen.
When they took the air conditioning unit out, there's a pipe just overflowing. It's just got overflowing with the boat rocking so much. We just plugged it a little bit. No. I was.
So this is what a squall looks like.
So that's right.
Go going through a squall now, 8:30 in the morning, and it's, yeah, pitch black. Our guest is definitely getting the full squall experience.
Okay, wind, but it's absolutely pouring down. We just had a look at the Doppler and got another couple of hours in it.
So here comes the wall of rain, just in time.
Doppler's anchoring.
Exactly.
Come to the Caribbean. It's beautifully and sunny.
Uh-huh.
Just for today.
We've got turkey bacon, frying up some peppers, onions, and olives, and I'm gonna add some eggs. We're gonna fry that all up, maybe add some cheese, and we've got some toast. I am hungry.
You're hungry?
Yes, I'm almost hangry.
Coffee is great.
But it's still raining.
Trying to get Wi-Fi. It's not looking hopeful though.
It's not looking good. We need to move the boat further forward.
Yeah. Do you know most people, they go in with their phones and they stand in the front of the boat and they look for where the best connection for the Wi-Fi. Because in Grenada there's cruisers Wi-Fi. You have to hook up to cruisers Wi-Fi using your bat usually, but you can see on your phone how good the signal is.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So you see people going in with their phones.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's
awesome. This is what I'm good at, cleaning. So then we went into Carriacou and to do a little bit of grocery shopping and check out before we went up to St. Vincent. I'd never checked out before, so it was interesting to get that process and see that. So Simon was great showing me how to go through that and have the right paperwork.
We booked out quite late, so we sailed to Chatham Bay.
You know, I'm trying to remember what we did in Chatham Bay before we went to Beckway.
Chatham Bay was when we went into the bar and just had happy hour on the beach.
Oh, yes. So that was a place that a lot of people came together, had their boats sitting out, and it was staffed where people just brought in. It's not very much a populated island, I guess the best way to put it. And so they would boat in everything, and just it was really nice, just sunset location because the sun came right down on that beach, and so it was very nice to have drinks and enjoy that, talk about the sail, and spend the night in a much calmer experience.
Yeah, a lot flatter, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
We're excited about your Thai concoction.
I hope it's to your expectations that I've set. That's all I know.
So how do you make it then?
Milk, peanuts, and chicken thighs.
Chicken
thighs, not breasts. Somehow we got ostracized thighs. In the Caribbean, I don't know how. So.
I'm excited.
Then we went to Beckway. That was a great sail. If you're looking for a bit of adventure, we caught into a squall. We're going anywhere between 40 and 45 mile-an-hour winds, and we're reef 2 on the Genoa, and Simon's still in the main as much as possible, and we're going 8.6 knots.
A big squall. It's on the radar right here.
Is this what you were expecting?
And more, actually.
How long did you take it?
Charlie Brown on that one.
Come on the wet t-shirt, come on.
Nine one. We were getting to Beckway a lot quicker than anticipated. Yeah.
Simon, we're taking on water! Which is never a good thing to hear on a boat.
That's the other one.
Yeah, that's the outlet.
We got a lot of water down there. We've taken out our air conditioner, and I think what's happened is because we're so heeled over, it's coming in the outtake. Got the bilge going, the water's emptying. Of course, every time this happens, it scares you. But you know what? We knew what it was. Things are okay. That was on the scene.
Everything all right?
Yeah, the bilge is starting to empty.
But everything's all right. Bill just coping. We're good.
Made for a story, which is part of why I'm here.
It's all experience.
That's right.
Then we got into Beckway, didn't we?
Oh, we got 2 thumbs up. How was the anchor though?
It was tugging.
Yeah. What's it feel like? Ooh, you wouldn't want to step on that. Yeah, it's moving.
Yeah.
It's moving. Okay.
Okay, I'll take it.
Let go, get off me, get it off me.
Mother like daughter, daughter like mother.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're not much more of a cop yourself. And on now. Very good. Now that could be all of us. That's okay, that's okay. Oh yeah, good. What do you guys think?
Beckway was a really cool stop. I know we had to make a turnaround and come back, but it would have been nice to try to figure out a way we could have spent an extra day there to see a little more of the island. It's absolutely beautiful.
We're coming in behind you, just wondering where you are and if there's anywhere to anchor near or close by you are.
Tobago Key, and that was a really neat hotspot. I mean, there was boats everywhere, so we anchored in pretty tight by my standards, but Simon was comfortable. So as he said, if I don't look worried, you don't need to be worried. So I followed that guidance. What was amazing about that place was the reef that we dinghied over to, and the diving and snorkeling that we did around there was a lot of fun. Saw stingrays and turtles, and there was pufferfish. I also saw, I think, the biggest barracuda a person I've ever seen. And it was really nice. And then Simon dropped me off on the island. I climbed up to the highest point of the island, which oddly enough, I saw the largest hermit crab I think I've ever seen. And then just traipsed on down to the other side, and then they picked me up and took me back over to the boat.
So that was in the morning, and in the afternoon we had just a little 7-mile sail back over to.
We went to Sandy Island. That was actually a nice sail, a little different than the Squall sail. We had some big water, so I would say those were easily 5-6 foot swells. And as you're going through, you're seeing a boat you're with, and that boat goes underwater, and then it comes back above water. It was also an experience to see that swell change as the boats roll around. But it was a pleasant sail all the way through. Spent the rest of the day at Sandy Island. Again, Simon digging me up to the corner of the island, and enjoyed a very vibrant reef. And Simon said you'll see at least 10,000 fish, and I think he was shy by at least another 20,000 fish. It was amazing the amount of fish that were there. So then walked the island, and one side was the Atlantic, and the other side is the little bay that was in, and just seeing the differences on that small island and what was going on was a neat experience all the way around. And I think the fun thing was had a water taxi then take us all the way over to one of the best beach restaurants I've ever eaten at. The lobster was phenomenal and ginormous. I mean, like the size of my head, ginormous. And they put some great seasoning on it that I've never had. And we just watched the sunset. And so that was a great close to spending our time there.
And then on our final sail,
We sailed on the east side of Grenada, stopping off at Brickley, and it was more of a beam reach sail, but the wind kept dying. But it got us most of the way there, and we had to spend about the last hour of the sail motoring in, and then came into this wonderful area that we're sitting at right now. Got to meet more of Simon and Kim's, cruising family, and had wonderful drinks hearing their stories and talk about their choices and what they've done, whether it was from different style cat to even trawlers, and why those people chose trawlers versus sailboats. So it was great hearing all that and getting to know them.
what would you say was your favourite part of the trip?
There's unexpected, meaning I've been to the northern part of the Caribbean. I didn't expect how beautiful and how big and how tall and how lush these islands are here. It was absolutely gorgeous. Seeing black sand for me was absolutely amazing. The camaraderie, I really felt I got to know you all really, really well, and I respect you guys a lot and how open you are, and how much you took time to teach me why you were doing what you're doing, so I learned the background. I would say the excitement part was definitely the squall. You know, that was interesting.
Paul, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the boat, and you can come back any time, and we'd love to see you back on Britican. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. It's been an absolute dream. Good. So go do it. Be spontaneous.
Great. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Instead of sitting there and watching it on YouTube, why don't you come and join us? For more information, look at our website, sailingbritican.com. Make sure you like our video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.